Hey everyone, so I wanted to give some instructions here for the energy transfer slideshow worksheet. I have to apologize right off the bat here. So I messed up and I jumped a little bit too quickly into populations. Energy transfer is something that I should have covered a little bit after the geochemical cycles before populations, but I think it still makes sense even where we're talking about it here because again, we're talking about populations and how they eat one another. So again, that has to do a lot with energy transfer. So this one just asks you to follow the slideshow, the energy transfer slideshow, answer these questions that are presented in the slideshow and the two reflection questions that follow. So for each part that I'm asking here, so again, if we're looking here, like what are some examples of producers here in the slideshow? Here on the worksheet, I'm asking what are three examples of producers? So again, think about three different examples of organisms that you would count as producers. And again, same thing for herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, decomposers. And then there are two reflection questions down here at the bottom. So with number 6, which type of organism do you think has the easiest time of getting the energy it needs to survive? A producer, a herbivore, a carnivore, an omnivore, or a decomposer? So consider the ways that all of these different organisms get their food. When you think about something like a producer that just has to absorb sunlight versus something like a carnivore that has to hunt down prey, which one do you think has the easiest time getting the energy it needs to survive? And there are multiple ways to look at this. So as long as you explain your answer and it makes sense, it should be correct for this one. 7, it's the same thing except you want to talk about what organism do you think has the hardest time getting the energy it needs to survive? Producer, herbivore, carnivore, an omnivore, or decomposer. Explain your answer. So all of these different types of organisms have either things that their diet makes it a little easier for them to get energy or challenges to it. So just make sure that whichever one you pick, you explain your answer, and if it makes sense, you should get credit for this part. So again, this one's pretty straightforward. If you do have any questions about this one, please feel free to call me, to email me, or you can hop into the Zoom meetings for our science department's office hours every 9:30 to 10:30 every single